Okay, so within the last few days of my For You page, all I've been hearing about is this Gen Z stare. Dog, what the hell is the Gen Z stare? I'm in Gen Z myself, and I still don't understand this shit at all. Like, I'm not a 42-year-old kid like some of you say. Like, I'm actually in Gen Z. But according to the AI overview, which obviously isn't the best source ever, I know, but the Gen Z stare refers to a perceived blank, emotionless gaze that some observe in younger individuals, particularly within the Gen Z demographic. So yeah, according to the AI overview, it's like this deer in the headlights type of thing. For example, that one King Von anti-piracy screen stare that went viral. But something a little bit less menacing than that. Something a little more oblivious looking. And that happens to me. I get deep in thought. I zone out. I'm just on goddamn autopilot. And whenever this happened to me, I was always at my job, and it would be during a 6-hour shift. And I would just be so tired, I just disassociate for a second. And then the other 50% of the internet thinks it's more like this. And this has turned into a whole war. Okay, war is a crazy word for it, but debate on TikTok. And that's why it went so viral, because it became a whole debate on what this thing actually meant. But here's the first example of what people think the Gen Z stare is.
Hi, welcome in. How is everyone tonight? Can I get you started with something to drink?
And it's just blank. They think we are that socially inept to the point where we don't even respond at all. Yeah, man, we're just gonna say nothing. It's totally realistic. Like, you seriously act like we can't even order a burger. Dog, what are we talking about? Like, yes, Gen Z sucks at socializing. I'm willing to admit that. But I'm not willing to admit I can't order a burger at a restaurant. Like, this is literally an exaggeration. There is no way that is the exact Gen Z stare that everyone is talking about. Because when the f is this happen? Like, I'm pretty sure we can all respond when it comes time to order a burger. Because if there's dialogue inputs that are required, we're all responding. They act like it's our first day on Earth. Like, seriously, bro, what? All right, this has to be a troll. There is no way. Never mind. It says, stop deliberately misinterpreting this. It might not be all of them, but it's majority of Gen Z customers. Majority of Gen Z, last time I checked, is in their 20s. But yeah, we got brain dead comments on this video saying, Gen Z is about to be in the comments saying, I just don't want to talk to you. Meanwhile, they're at a restaurant where talking to people is required. Is this a joke, bro? Like, I swear, this whole video's gotta be rage bait. Because there's no way you think Gen Z, all of Gen Z, or no, sorry, majority of Gen Z customers are like this. Like, people are really trying to make it worse than it actually seems. Like, no one's trying to be nonchalant and Orifarm at a goddamn restaurant. Like, we just want to get our food and go. With the average Gen Z interaction, this shit is not happening, bro. I'm sorry. It's just not. And not everyone in Gen Z is a terminally online gremlin that doesn't even step outside at all. Well, obviously, Gen Z did not resonate with this at all, so they didn't think this was the actual stare, and instead thought it was the second example. That's not how you bag, honey. What are you doing? I don't know. My job? Oh my god, like, it's insane. But yeah, this is when most people would use the Gen Z stare and just stare at them blankly. Because in this scenario, I would be so done, I just would want to stop existing. So I would just go deer in the headlights mode for the rest of the interaction. I don't even care. Let's make it awkward because you want to pull up all aggressive and shit. So this is definition 2 that people have coined the are we dead ass stare. Or you say like, are you being for real right now in your head? And I mean, customer service workers just go through hell the entire day at some places. It's either you're super busy for the entire day or it's just straight tumbleweeds. And you know, on those busy days, you might happen to deal with some idiots. Or you might be having a rough day already and something stupid just sets you off. But you don't want to get fired at the same time. Because that's what really the second definition really encapsulates. Try not to get fired challenge impossible. But yeah, I don't know. In other cases, I know this might be a head move, but look, sometimes I don't even want to respond to people. I just fucking stare at them. Not for basic social interaction. Like, obviously, if they're being a nice person, like, I will respond to them. But if they're being all passive aggressive and in my face, I'm not responding to you. If you pull up to the counter and you're like, hey, I don't think I have to respond to you. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna stare at you, bro. And if there's some dialogue inputs that I have to do that are required, then I'm gonna do the bare minimum. That's it. Just to get you out of my face. And obviously, customer service is not the most most friendly place ever. And that's where people think this, quote, Gen Z stare occurs the most. Sometimes people might look at you like this, but it's gonna happen. The third definition that I've been seeing going around is that they're on the customer service side and they say nothing at all. Happened to be a couple times, went up to a cashier, I said, how's it going? They said nothing. What do you want me to do? Cry about it on TikTok? No, I kept it pushing, bro. I could just tell they were tired, they're going through some shit, whatever. They're in customer service. I could tell how they're doing just by their lack of response. And there's also some cases where I accidentally dissociate on somebody. My bad, bro. I'm going through literal hell right now. Customer service is not for the weak. If I'm in a bad mood and there's no required dialogue, I'm not saying shit, bro. Like, we all have bad days. We're not perfect AI robots who are gonna have the perfect response every time. It's just a part of life. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're genuinely heated about this, there's some dialogue inputs that are required, then yes, you're gonna have to say shit. And you know, every time I've interacted with a Gen Z worker, they've done their job. And that's all that's really required, to be honest. And you know, they might say, nice weather we're having today. And you just get a blank stare. Keep it pushing. Sometimes people might not answer you. Like, whatever, dude. Like, that's happened to me when I was a cashier. I said, how are you? And I got no answer. Or sometimes we might do it by accident and just up. Like, we're all human, like, whatever. Because sometimes you're not gonna get the greatest customer service of all time, as long as they're not rude to you. They really act like it's the end of the world. We're so socially inept that we can't order food. We can't formulate sentences at all. And another thing I've been seeing about this is how, I guess, people complaining or making fun of how we process shit super slow. And sometimes this does happen to me, to be honest. And honestly, who the fuck cares? Like, there just should be no time limit on how fast you respond. Like, that's just stupid. And of course, they act like we take years to respond. And sometimes people might need those couple extra seconds to process what you just said. Like, obviously, shit happens. Like, they're not gonna be always alert and awake all the time. The Gen Z stare hits different when you're just trying to order food.
Hi, how are you? Can I get a kid's cheeseburger Happy Meal with no onions? My daughter has like this weird onion allergy, so I just want to make sure those aren't on there. And a Sprite to drink, please. Okay.
And let's just be totally honest, all right? This is 1 in a million chance of this happening. I guarantee you this person that they so-called interacted with for their order happened to have like a 2-second pause or something like that. And obviously they're gonna think it took forever, and so of course they're exaggerate it, make it into a TikTok. So this shit did not happen. Top 5 things that never happened, this right here. I don't know, is this a trend to just shit on overtired retail workers? I don't know, probably is at this point. It's more of like a retail stare because I get so tired after a long day when I'm on my last hour of the day. Okay, so it's a day later. Obviously didn't really think this whole Gen Z stare thing was a big deal, but apparently it was because this happened. Yesterday, it made it on Fox News. I mean, who's surprised? Is it like a slow news day? This isn't that important. This is why it's on this channel, The Duck. This is not the most important political takes of all time on here. It's just me explaining internet culture. That's it. But the funny thing is, I don't watch the news. So how do I know it's on the news? Well, I sat down at the dinner table yesterday, and the first words out of my dad's mouth were, have you guys heard of this Gen Z stare? And my mind just exploded. There is no way this made it on the news. It can't be this important. Come on, guys. Like, let's be for real right now. How did this air on national television? But yeah, what can you take from this video? If I was a viewer outside looking in, holy unemployment, that's what I would say. The Gen Z stare can be used in multiple different contexts. And most of the time, it appears when dealing with a rude customer, a dumb customer, or you've just had a long day, and you just stare off into space. But watch this video right here, all about TikTok slang. Go watch it now, run, go.